Hola writers, it is so great to see you today. I hope you have with you your writing journal and your ELA packet and a pencil. You may not need it all today, but I'd like for you to do those strong learner habits and come prepared, and I hope you're comfortable and you're ready to learn. Okay, let's do a quick check on our zones. How is your brain and body feeling? What emotion is strongest for you right now? Tell your learning buddy. All three of us are in the green zone. I'm almost in the yellow zone because I get so excited about writing. That's what we're going to be learning about today. But before we get going, let's do a little bee breath to get mindful. So if you remember, we learned bee breath last week. It's when you inhale in, and then when you exhale, you cover your ears and you buzz like a bee or you hum. So let's practice that. Inhale, we'll do 5. Inhale in. In. As you exhale, really listen to the sound that you're making. Just focus on that sound. Inhale in. 2 more times. In. Last one. In. Only 5 times, and I feel really in the green now. I was a little yellow, now I just feel very calm. How about you? Okay, so I wanted to start today telling you about a student I once had. So when I first started teaching, I was very, I wouldn't say strict, but I really liked to keep kids sitting in their desks during Read to Self. I felt like I was able to check on them and see them, and that they were all in one spot, so there wouldn't be a lot of messing around or distractions. And so for Read to Self, when I would do that in my classroom, everyone had to stay right in their desk. But I had a student who came to me one day and said, "Ms. Gomez, I really don't like reading my book at my desk." And I said, "Well, why?" And what he began to do after I asked why was he gave me a really good list of reasons and examples, some evidence for why he thought the kids should be able to choose their own reading spots. So he said, "You know, when I sit in my desk, I'm very uncomfortable and it's really hard for me to focus on my reading." I said, "Okay." So I was thinking, And then he said, "Also, I read at home. I lay on my stomach on the ground to read, and I can read for almost 30 or 40 minutes when I sit like that at home because I'm more comfortable." And I went, "Okay." And then he said, "And also, it just doesn't feel good when someone tells you how you have to sit. It feels like they're trying to control your body, and I think everyone in the class would actually focus more if you let them choose their spots." And I said, okay, you know what? Let's try it out. So what this student did was he convinced me, he persuaded me to change my mind. So what I did after that is I let everyone choose their own seats. Okay, so today we're going to talk about a type of writing that you do called persuasive writing. Okay, and the word persuasive, persuade, okay, persuade means to convince, if you've heard that word before, convince someone, and it means to change someone's mind. So if you hear me use the word persuade, that's what I mean, to change someone's mind. So he gave me what we also call his opinion, okay? It's his idea, his belief, okay? So we can call it persuasive writing or opinion writing, okay? It's when you say your idea or your belief, okay? An opinion is your idea, it's something you feel strongly about. Sorry, it's kind of hard, so my handwriting is not best on this. You feel strongly about. Okay, so it's something you think, an idea, something you feel strongly about. Okay? So we're going to be talking about writing for that reason today. So let's head over to a read aloud where we're going to hear about a character who's doing a lot of persuading for his mother. He's trying to convince her of something. All right. Rafa, Stevie, get comfortable for this read aloud. Okay, so we decided, why do writers write? We shared stories last week. Today we're talking about sharing ideas or opinions. Okay, so in this blurb or this synopsis, we're going to read about a character named Alex. It says, through a funny exchange of notes, Alex tries to convince his mother, persuade her, right? Convince his mother that he should be allowed to adopt a friend's baby iguana. Okay, so this is I Want a Iguana by Karen Kaufman Orloff and David Catrow. So while we read, let's pay attention to this question. What words and details does Alex use to persuade his mom? So what's he saying to convince his mom to let him get this iguana? Pay attention for that. Okay, here we go. Dear Mom, I know you don't think I should have Mikey Gilligan's baby iguana when he moves, but here's why I should. If I don't take it, he goes to Stinky, and Stinky's dog Lurch will eat it. You don't want that to happen, do you? Signed, your sensitive son, Alex. So you'll notice right away that this story is written like letters to his mother. So one way we do persuasive writing is in a letter. Okay, and she's going to respond back. But on this page, I'm noticing that he's doing a few things to convince his mom right away. He's trying to get his mom to see that if she doesn't let him have the iguana, that the dog might eat it. We don't want that to happen, do you? So he's trying to get her to kind of feel bad for the iguana, right? Let's see what she says. Dear Alex, I'm glad you're so compassionate, but I doubt that Stinky's mother will let Lurch get into the iguana's cage. Nice try, though. Love, Mom. So compassionate means that you care for others. She says, I'm glad you're so compassionate. So she kind of figured out what he was trying to do, right? She said, nice try. So he's going to try again. Let's see what he says. Dear Mom, did you know that iguanas are really quiet? And they're cute, too. I think they're much cuter than hamsters. Love, your adorable son, Alex. So in this, what's he saying to her to try to convince her to get the iguana, to persuade her? He's saying they're very quiet and cute, right? He's trying to say, oh, they're quiet and cute like me. Don't you love quiet and cute things? She says, Dear Alex, tarantulas are quiet too, but I wouldn't want one as a pet. By the way, that iguana of Mikey's is uglier than Godzilla. Just thought I'd mention it. Love, Mom. So did he persuade her that time? I don't think so. He's got to keep trying. Dear Mom, you would never even have to see the iguana. I'll keep his cage in my room on the dresser next to my soccer trophies. Plus, he's so small. I bet you'll never even know he's there. Love and a zillion and one kisses, Alex. So how does Alex keep closing his letters? That's that part at the end right before his name. That's called a closing. What is he saying here? Love and a zillion and one kisses. How's he trying to convince her in this letter? He's being really sweet to her, right? So our grown-ups who take care of us, they love when we're super sweet to them, right? So he's trying to be super sweet. He's also saying, you won't even have to see this ugly iguana that you don't like to look at, right? He's saying, I'll keep it far away from you. So he's trying to convince her by saying something about the last letter she wrote. She said the iguana was really ugly. He's saying, well, guess what? You won't even have to see it. So he's kind of responding based on what she's saying now. That's very creative. Let's see what she says. Dear Alex, iguanas can grow to be over 6 feet long. You won't have enough space in your whole room, much less on your dresser, with or without your trophies. Love, Mom. So Mom still is not persuaded. And I like these funny pictures. Look how big the iguana is. Let's look at this picture. I wonder what his next persuasive argument will be. Dear Mom, it takes 15 years for an iguana to get that big. Mikey told me, I'll be married by then and probably living in my own house. Love, your smart and mature kid, Alex. Tell your learning buddy, what did Alex say on this page to help persuade his mother to let him get the iguana? Oh, he's got another one. Dear Mom, forget the girl. That means the girl he was going to marry. I need a new friend now. The iguana can be the brother I've always wanted. Love, your lonely child, Alex. So he didn't even wait for a response from his mother on this one. He's saying, I need a friend now. How would that convince a parent or a grown-up to get you an iguana? I need a new friend now. Right? And then he's saying, it can be the brother I've always wanted. So now he's saying he's lonely. Oh, he's still not waiting for a response. He's really sending her a bunch of notes right in a row. Dear Mom, I know I have a brother, but he's just a baby. What fun is that? If I had an iguana, I could teach it tricks and things. Ethan doesn't do tricks. He just burps and poops. Love, grossed out Alex. So now he's saying, okay, I have a brother, I know, but this is going to be like my special brother that doesn't gross me out and can actually play with me. Right? Dear Alex, how do I know you're ready for a pet? Remember what happened when you took home the class fish? Love, Mom. Look at that picture. What do you think happened when he took home the class fish? So what's Mom actually asking him here? What does she mean, how do I know you're ready for a pet? Rafa says, if he's responsible enough to take care of it. I think you're right, Rafa. Let's see what he says. Dear Mom, if I knew the fish was going to jump into the spaghetti sauce, I never would have taken the cover off the jar. Love, your son who has learned his lesson. P.S. Iguanas don't like spaghetti. So he's saying, your son who has learned his lesson. So he's trying to say he learned from his past mistakes to persuade his mother. Dear Alex, let's say I let you have the iguana on a trial basis. What exactly would you do to take care of it? Love, Mom. What do you think a trial basis means? Based on that sentence, she says, what if I let you have it on a trial basis? Stevie thinks it means just for a little bit to see how he does, but not to keep for sure. That's correct, Stevie. Trial means you try it out, but it's not permanent. It's not for sure until you prove yourself. So what do you think Alex is going to say to persuade his mother that he's ready to take care of it? Let's find out. Dear Mom, I would feed him every day. He eats lettuce. And I would make sure he had enough water. And I would clean his cage when it got messy. Love, responsible Alex. P.S. What's a trial basis? Oh, he had the same question as us. So he's listed some things here that might be pretty convincing, right? He's giving reasons to prove that he can have this iguana. Oops, let's go back one. There we go. Dear Alex, a trial basis means Dad and I see how well you take care of him for a week or two before we decide if you can have him forever. Remember, Stinky and Lurch are waiting. Love, Mom. P.S. If you clean his cage as well as you clean your room, you're in trouble. Uh-oh. But this is a little different than some of Mom's other notes. It sounds like she might be getting persuaded. A trial basis is not a no, right? Dear Mom, I'll really, really, really try to clean my room and the iguana's cage. Also, listen to this. I'll pay for the lettuce with my allowance. I mean, how much can one baby iguana eat anyway? Love, Alex, the financial wizard. financial means, it has to do with money. So he's saying he's a wizard with money. He's going to save his money up and he's going to spend it on his iguana to be responsible. Oh, here they are. No more notes. They're talking to each other now. Are you sure you want to do this, Alex? Yes, Mom. I want an iguana. Please. Dear Alex, look on your dresser. Love, Mom. Yes, thank you. Thank you. So Alex was successful in persuading his mother to get him an iguana. Have you ever been in a situation like Alex where you've given a bunch of reasons to your grown-ups about how to give you something that you really want, why they should do it? What did you do to persuade one of your grown-ups to give you something that you wanted? Okay. Why do you think that she was finally persuaded? Let's think about that last question on the screen. Why do you think Alex's mom was finally persuaded or convinced to get Alex the iguana? What do you think it was? Let's roll that think time music, Kevin. What convinced her? Tell your learning buddy once you have your idea. Okay, Rafa, Stevie, either one of you, what do you think that she was finally persuaded? Stevie says she thinks it's because he kept writing her over and over again, and she kind of saw how important it was to him just because he wrote to her so many times. Agree or disagree with Stevie? Okay, so he was persistent. He didn't give up. Okay, Rafa, what about you? Do you have a different? Rafa's doing this. Okay, he says he has a different idea. What's your idea? He said that he finally thinks what convinced the mom wasn't the beginning notes, but the end notes where he started saying how he was going to be responsible. And then he started answering his mother's worries about it. Okay, so when he said he would pay for the lettuce, when he said he would feed and water and clean for the iguana, yeah. Okay, those were all really good reasons for Mom. Great. Make sure you've told your learning buddy if you agree or disagree with Stevie. And then let's now look at how we are going to do some writing, some persuasive writing. Okay, so get out your ELA packet that looks like this. Your third grade ELA packet. Okay. And you're going to turn to page, let me find it here. Page 54. And I want you to circle that because you may or may not have time really to do it in our lesson today, but I want you to either go off and do it right after we're done together, or you'll be able to find it later. So it's on page 54. So I thought I would model for you, that means show you how to complete this page. It's titled The Power of Persuasion. That's when you convince someone. Here we have topics I feel strongly about, okay? And then reasons that support my topic. So I put in Alex's topic first because we just read the book. So topic 1, topic I feel strongly about, getting a pet iguana. That was his opinion, right? He thought he should have this pet. Some reasons that he gave were that they were cute and quiet, that it would be a new friend, a brother I never had, and that it would make me more responsible. Okay, so these are just some ideas that he wrote down before he wrote his notes. Okay. You don't have to just talk about something like getting something you want, though. You could write to anyone about something you feel strongly about, something you want changed. Okay, so maybe you go to a park and there's always a lot of litter in the park you're at. So you might want to write a letter to someone who helps clean the parks, or maybe the mayor of our town. And you might write about cleaning up the litter in the park. Okay, you may write about, a lot of the examples I have for you are in classrooms, but we're not there right now. You might write to your parents about something else besides getting a pet, right? So I'm going to do the park example because I really care about people cleaning up after themselves. So I might say, I'm going to write to the mayor, and I'm going to write about cleaning up park litter. Okay. Reasons that support my topic. When you clean up the park litter, it makes the park look nicer. When something looks nicer, it's more comfortable to be in, right? Makes the park look nice and comfortable. If you just see a bunch of garbage on the grass, are you going to want to sit in that grass? No. Okay. Another reason we want to clean up park litter, so it's safe, right? Sometimes the litter that's in the park isn't safe for us to be around. So I'm going to write safety. Okay. And the last reason is that garbage, like plastic, doesn't go away quickly, right? It doesn't biodegrade quickly. That means a lot of garbage will stay around for hundreds of years, right? And so it doesn't biodegrade. And I am going to, and I'm going to say quickly, use this juicy word that I know, because that can even be more convincing too, just like when Alex said things like you're financial wizard, right? We want to use juicy words when we're writing. So I'm going to leave this one blank, okay? You are in charge of trying to do at least 2, like I have. But if you can get 3 down, that's great. And then what you're going to do is you're going to pick one to write about. Okay, so you might put a star by it. You're going to get out your writing journal. Okay, and you're going to put the date in it. So today would be 10/1, or whatever day you've chosen to do this writing. And you are going to write a letter or a note to whomever you think can help change the thing you want changed. Okay, you're going to persuade them. So I might write, Dear Mayor Woodward. That's our Tacoma mayor, okay? This is called an opening when you write a letter or a note, and a comma goes after it. So you would write dear and then the person's name. All right, and then I'm going to say my opinion. I believe the parks in our city should be litter free. And then what I would do after that is I would write all my reasons, and I would use really strong words like Alex did, really juicy words. Okay, and then at the end, so I'm not going to write all that because we don't have time, but then at the end, you are going to do your closing. So say I have my reasons written, then at the bottom, in the middle of the page, I'm going to write sincerely, and then I'll put my name, okay? Ms., this is my full name, Bianca Gomez. That's my first name, Bianca. Ms. Bianca Gomez, okay? So this is your task. Remember, we don't do writing again till next Thursday. So you actually have quite a while to work on this. I want to make sure that you, if you're doing writing every day, which I hope you are doing a little writing every day, that you're sharing it with your teacher. Okay, not just me, but your classroom teacher. And if you want to send in a picture of it to me or some writing that you're doing, I know that Kevin is putting up an address for you to send stuff to me. And I would love to get anything that you're working on sent to me. That would be great, and I might be able to show it on TV, and you could be famous. All right, so let's head back over to our family room. Check out with your zone as you're getting situated and I'm getting situated. Has your zone changed? Okay. And today on Thursdays, on Mondays, we give a compliment to ourselves. Today I would like to give a compliment to someone else. I want to compliment the 3rd graders in Mr. Franco's class at Blix. They have been doing a great job doing learning with us on some days. I know that they were watching our zones lesson. So nice work, Mr. Franco's class. And I hope some of you are watching and you get this compliment and it fills your bucket. So I'm going to fill the bucket. Okay, make sure you bring your math workbook tomorrow and that you get your writing done. All right, thank you, writers. Have a great rest of your day.